I was in the military and we were all in the barracks and we were cooking and I'm making scrambled eggs. And what do I put in my scrambled eggs? I put milk in it and I'm just scrambling it up.
Mhm.
And they're like, "You put milk in your scrambled eggs?" I said, "Yeah, that's how we make them."
Mhm.
No, that was because we were stretching it
Mhm.
so that we could feed more. But one thing that always stuck with me is your name is more valuable than gold.
Mhm.
Your name is everything.
Mhm.
So when you go out of this house, you represent everything
Mhm.
with this name. Don't forget your name.
Keep a
Mm,
quarter in your pocket.
mm.
So if you ever get lost or you're not gonna make curfew, you put that quarter in
Telephone
that
thing.
telephone booth and you give us a call.
You don't dress for the position you have, you dress for the position that you desire.
Alrighty. Thank you for coming to join us again, podcasters. We are Her Presence. I am Andrea Wormley. I have my co-host Kelly Moorer, my co-host Melissa Benson. And so again, we are just so glad that you're with us. Please make sure that you subscribe to YouTube. Make sure that you share and like. We are on the major podcast platforms and social media platforms. So make sure that you go and look for us. Her Presence, one word. So today we are going to talk about what we have in our bags, because this whole season we're talking about the bags we carry. So what we have in our bags that we can use to teach the next generation or our kids actually. Now, our kids, all of our kids are like Gen Z, I
Z's.
believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, Gen Z. And I just learned that I'm Gen X. Okay. But we were actually talking about this just a little bit before we started to record. And one of my co hosts that was talking about how, the things that is in our bags, we actually got from the generations before us,
Mhm.
right? So, what are some of those things that you guys carry or that you've learned that you are utilizing even today? I can think of some funny things, but
Mhm.
what are some things that you've learned or that you catch yourself doing and you're like, okay, that's because, I got that from my daddy
Mhm.
or my grandma. Anybody want to talk about what are some things that you do?
So I know with those baby boomers, they had a strong work ethic.
Mm.
They worked hard. And and
She
and
took your
and
She
they
took mine.
knew, I'm sorry, and then they knew how to stretch a dollar. I mean, putting things away for a rainy day. That's just something. And a story, learning how to make eggs, scrambled eggs. Let me just say this. I was in the military and we were all in the barracks and we were cooking and I'm making scrambled eggs. And what do I put in my scrambled eggs? I put milk in it and I'm just scrambling
Mhm.
it up.
Mhm.
And they're like, "You put milk in your scrambled eggs?" I said, "Yeah, that's how we make them."
Mhm.
No, that was because we were stretching it
Mhm.
so that we could feed more.
Mhm.
So things that they have taught us and those lessons were all designed because they were trying to make it. And they were
Mhm.
trying to have enough for everybody and have enough for a rainy day. So learning those values and those lessons of always having enough and always having something for a rainy day, saving up and stocking and storing was just something that I took.
Garden.
Mhm.
It's in
Wow.
my bag.
In
Yeah.
your bag.
Yeah, mine was the work ethic and the importance of school.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's kind of where we sometimes even struggle with this generation today, is because there's so many different avenues of success, but we were taught it's
Yeah.
education, so you go to your primary, your middle, and then of course you graduate from high school and go on to college. And so that became what you're supposed to do. And
Mhm.
I had to kind of get out of that a little bit, to find my own
Yeah.
course of action, but also it's that work ethic.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know, um, their generation, our parents' generation, they stayed at a job for 20, 30, 40 years,
Yes.
and so that's what I thought growing up, that's what I was supposed to do as well.
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
For me, what I was taught was family is everything.
Mm.
Mm,
No matter what, even if there is misunderstandings, and you always come back together.
Mhm.
Um, there, um, there may be somebody may have fell out or something like
Mhm.
that, but there's always an apology, or there's always an olive branch, and doing that. Also, something funny is, you talked about stretching the dollar. Now, I learned how to make sure that every closet is closed. And I don't think I realized why that's a problem. That's a pet peeve of mine. Like, why is that closet open? Why is the closet door open? Close the closet door. But then I started thinking about it. My dad was like, "We are not heating up or cooling off
space.
the closet. We're not doing that." So just and when you leave the house, turn everything
Everything
off.
off. That's it.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Or you leave a room, turn off the light.
Turn
Yeah.
the light
Yeah.
off. Who is in the room?
Yeah.
Why are all
Yes.
the lights on in the house?
Yeah.
So just that kind of stuff to keep the keep the bills down.
Mhm.
So yeah.
What were
Yeah.
some of the funny sayings that your parents used to say?
Oh man. Some tea was, and I
Or
think I talked
something.
to
It doesn't have to be funny, just something.
oh well, it wasn't necessarily funny, but she would okay, so waking up early in the morning
Oh,
is
that
what you're
was
supposed to do.
hey,
Right. That's
that
what
was
I
a
learned.
normal
I
day.
don't understand. And now I know I used to do it, but now I understand, and I catch myself saying this to my kids. So you're not going to just sleep all day.
Mhm.
Mom, it's just 9 a.m. You're not gonna sleep all day. You gonna be in the bed all day. No, it's time to get up. You need to be up and at 'em, up and at 'em.
Mhm.
My great grandmother used to be out in the garden. You talk about storing up, but she would
Mhm.
be out in the garden and doing all of her stuff and packing up, and peas and this, that, and the other,
Mhm.
and just done all of that, and then
Mm.
came back in. We're still in the bed, and she would be in there like talking loud, talking about,
Yeah.
"So y'all gonna get up? You want some tea?
Mhm.
Some tea, y'all." It'd be like really 7 or 8 a.m. in the
Oh, yeah.
morning,
Oh, yeah.
and we're just like, "What?" Time to get up. So just
Yes.
the time and not letting the day get away from you.
Mhm.
That's what's been taught to me also. And just making sure that face to face
Mhm.
interaction is really important. Looking at people.
Mhm.
Um, I remember when my aunt, my people would come over to our house, and my aunt would run. She would be so excited to see everybody, and she would just come and
Mhm.
squeeze everybody up. Well,
Mm.
of course, she was squeezing us. It was probably because we was little, because that's not, that's how it goes. Like, when I started having kids, my folks came and they trying to see the kids.
Right,
Mhm.
right, right.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
then I was a child. So she would come through and squeeze and hug us or whatever. But that's what, I learned to just
Mhm.
love on family, and making sure that you are watchful with,
Mhm.
bills, and making
Mhm.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, as you're talking and I can see the embracing and the hugs, and because that's what our home was. It was everybody came to that house. First Sunday, the door was always open, and it was food galore. There was always And I always be thinking like, how they even afford to feed a whole like community? Like really?
Mhm.
But they made it work and family was everything. But one thing that always stuck with me is your name is more valuable than gold.
Mhm.
Mm,
Your name is
mm,
everything.
Mhm.
So when you go out of this house, you represent everything
mhm.
with this name. Don't forget your name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that was always something that stuck with me.
Yeah.
For me, it was Sundays. You went to church and then you came together and had dinner. That
Mhm.
was the one,
Yes.
if we didn't sit together, that was that one day of the week where we actually sat down
Mhm.
together, and just enjoyed one another.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, you were talking about coming together and eating on
Mhm.
Sunday, but just any time the family was together, we were
Mm.
gonna have a feast,
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
just gonna eat and eat. Might not be a good thing, but yeah, whatever. That's what I have. I
Yeah.
remember
And great desserts.
talking.
Oh, couldn't
Yes.
wait for
Oh
the
my
dessert.
gosh. I remember talking to someone about men when I was struggling with weight.
Mm.
And I was seeing I can't remember if it's I believe it was a nutritionist. Um, Either a nutritionist or a therapist, I don't know. So she was saying, she asked me, she said, "So do you eat when you're sad?" Yeah, I eat when I'm happy too. That's what my family does. Let's come together. We excited.
That's
But
what
what
we
we gonna
do.
eat?
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
sad. Well, we gotta eat. But I think from the older generations, that's what
Mhm.
yeah, we this is and just the coming together is the feel good. Not
Yes.
necessarily the food,
Right, it's the
Right.
but the
coming
coming
together.
Right.
together
Yes.
Right.
is the feel good.
Yeah.
If
The
I say to
love.
y'all
Right.
right
Mhm.
now, "Hey y'all, we're having a celebration on
Mhm.
such and such day and we want you to come." You be like, "All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have a barbecue,
Mhm.
What should I
in the
bring?
park."
Yes,
Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
yes.
you
Mhm.
already think, okay, what I'm gonna wear, how hot is
Mhm.
it gonna be,
Mhm.
oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh, y'all, we're gonna go way back. We're gonna bring the double dutch.
Oh,
Speaking of that, see, so now that's our generation.
double
Who?
dutch. No, no. But I was climbing trees.
I was
You
climbing
know.
trees. I did that
Yeah.
double dutch though.
Double.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's our generation.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Double dutch. Oh man, we had those ropes,
Yeah.
Look,
and
and you had to have the neck motion.
yes, yes, because you helping the
Right.
person.
Right.
Okay, and the person like this
Yeah.
jump in, and we had the songs, or
Yeah.
I don't know what they were called, cadence. Then
They might as
but
well been.
we
You
had the
moving
song. We
like a
had the
tune.
McDonald's song, didn't we? We
We had
had
every kind of song that you could think
Big
of.
Mac. No, it was Big Mac. It was Burger King. Is that Burger King?
Ah,
I'd be
No,
no,
careful.
it was.
Big
It
Mac
was.
is
Big.
Yeah. Yeah.
McDonald's.
Okay,
This
that's
is
Yeah. Yeah.
McDonald's.
Big Mac,
Filet
filet of
of
Yeah.
fish,
fish,
Oh,
quarter
quarter
yeah.
pounder,
pounder,
The
French
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 fries,
fries,
fries.
icy Coke, thick shake,
Sunday,
Sunday,
and
and
apple
apple
pie.
pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is our generation.
What funny sayings did your parents say to you?
Oh boy,
Mm,
there's so many. Let's see.
Mine was don't take wooden nickels. Know what that means,
Oh
right?
no, what is it?
no, what
Yeah,
is that?
don't take don't listen to everything you hear.
Mm,
Oh,
Okay.
mm,
Keep a
mm,
quarter in your pocket.
mm.
So if you ever get lost or you're not gonna make curfew, you put that quarter in
And
that
telephone. There you
that
go.
telephone booth and you give us a call.
oh wow,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
wow. I don't know about. My dad was
Come
straight.
home when the lights come out,
Oh,
come
you
home
better
or
be home.
the whistle,
Oh, you better be
you know,
home. That's for
gotta
sure.
go, gotta go, gotta go.
Yeah.
Cause you're outside playing.
All
That was
day.
our generation.
We can
Yes,
play
yes,
All
safely.
yes.
day.
You're
Now,
not gonna be in or out of this
This
house.
house, letting the
Letting out
AC
my
out,
air.
letting the AC out,
so the decision was definitely not to be inside. And I mean, I'm gonna
Baby,
stay
go out and
outside.
get some fresh
all
air.
day.
Yeah,
Drinking from the water hose.
that's
Okay,
right.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
Sprinklers. Yeah.
Oh, the
The
sprinklers. Jumping
sprinklers.
through the sprinklers,
Yeah.
y'all.
Or the slip and
outside.
slide. Okay, that was more than words. Now this is actions. Yeah.
Those were
Also,
the good
the
old
Those
trees
were yeah.
on your
Going to
bike
the park.
all day on your
Yes,
bike. Yes.
like, the park was going to an amusement park.
Girl, and it's all day long.
Or in
Yeah.
the corner store
Yeah.
going to get
Ice cream
Oh,
truck.
ice the ice cream truck.
Yes. No,
OMG.
no, no. I do
or
have one that comes in our neighborhood.
Even
I
now,
love
it
it.
just brings back
right, you be like,
memory.
"Oh, it's an
Yeah.
ice cream
Yeah.
You were like,
Yeah.
Mama,
Yeah.
hurry up, they coming.
Now, did y'all have people in the neighborhood who sold the little,
Push ups.
what were they? Yeah, the
ice
little
cream
the
that you
ice
put
in
in
the
the thing,
cup.
the ice cream.
Yeah. Those
Yes,
were good. Those were
candy
good.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
The candy store. Candy
yes.
store. Penny candy.
Penny candy.
oh,
Oh,
and
wow.
Tootsie Roll.
did you used to
Chico
put?
sticks.
Chico stick.
Did you used to put peppermints in a pickle?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
No.
Kelly.
Is that a
The
southern
best
thing?
way. It's
It might be a southern thing.
Must be a southern.
No, but you get you a big old pickle.
In the
Uh,
pickle.
You get a big
it's
pickle,
sour and sweet.
and you put the candy cane in it.
all the way
But it's
through.
pepperminty and
It's
You
sweet
should
as
try
hell.
it.
Don't try it.
okay. I mean, I've heard about it.
It's just like these kids now. They have a whole the bag of hot chips and
Yeah.
something. It's the same
Yeah,
thing. You're like,
Takis
what?
and pickles. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they?
Oh, Boston
Baked beans.
baked beans
Yes.
and lemon drops.
Lemon heads.
Lemon heads.
Mm-mm.
Those were
I
the
know them, but I didn't eat that.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, well, I'm
I
sorry.
like chocolate.
Oh.
I was a chocolate. I already
Yeah.
told you.
You
I'm
was
textural.
rich.
Textural. I don't like
Butterscotch.
Now
Butterscotch
ladies.
candy.
Now
Now and
laters.
laters.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Now later.
Yeah.
Now laters. Okay, so wait. So I'm thinking about now laters, and I'm thinking about all the candies and stuff like
What's that
that. Do
one that was a
y'all
stick?
remember the parachute pants?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All your stuff.
Everything.
You don't supposed
Yes.
to be in school with all the candy, but
And
you got
gum.
all your pockets.
Yes, for everything.
Look, it used
That
to
was
sell.
the
It used to
MC
sell
Hammer.
candy. So your friends would bring candy and they would sell it. So
Oh,
you just spend all your lunch money
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
on candy.
Okay.
Young entrepreneurs.
That's
back in
right.
the
Learn
day.
it early.
Yes. Okay. Curls? Anybody had a curl?
Curls?
Jerry
What is
curl,
a Jerry
carefree
curl?
curl.
She said
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cheese.
Yeah.
curl.
No, the
We're talking
Jerry
about
curl.
food I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You had a
I didn't have
I
a
didn't, I
Jerry.
did not
I had
have a Jerry curl.
carefree curl.
I didn't have a Jerry curl.
I had a carefree curl.
No.
What are you talking
What
about?
is a carefree curl?
It was the yellow and the red, the carefree. It was a Jerry curl. There's a carefree curl.
Is it look just like a Jerry curl?
Was it wet?
It was better.
Girls, the
Girl,
Jerry
they are all wet. They are all wet. And mine ended up being blonde. My beautician, he was supposed to be a sandy brown and left it in too long.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
And
And so
so-
you know that's how you how
Yeah.
you got that red hair, and then you was in the sun too.
Yeah. And so, but that became a fad.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
have that.
Mama.
And I don't know how
red
my hair didn't fall out.
My mama didn't let me wear no curls, no Jerry curl.
mess up my
What kind
furniture.
of- really? I mean, that was a mess.
Okay, talking about furniture. Okay,
Oh,
the
Plastic.
the
plastic.
furniture. Oh
everywhere.
my goodness.
The plastic. Yeah.
Listen, let
Yeah.
me tell you about deliverance. When we got to a place where we could take the plastic off the furniture,
Oh.
that was listen, because you know the plastic was on there because you were trying to save.
Save the furniture.
Right. Furniture,
You want it
right.
to last.
You
Don't
want-
stain it up. Don't mess it up.
That's probably why I got great grandma's couch in the front. And
Aw,
and it.
And
Aw,
it
it's a
lasted.
nice
It
one,
lasted.
too.
Come on now. It has remained.
Yeah.
okay?
And
Yeah.
even now, I'm like, don't you? That's probably something don't you sit on that couch? Y'all sit over here.
Or don't
Sit on
sit in the living room.
Ooh,
Do
don't
not
sit
sit in
in
that
the
living
living
room.
room. Oh,
That living room is for
yes.
company,
only.
for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Nah.
But you know, in my heart today, I still want a living room. I still
Yeah.
know what could be.
Yeah.
I
A
know.
whole living,
Yeah.
because you have the
whole living
den,
room,
you have the den
yes.
and the living room and the dining
Yes,
room
yes.
and the kitchen,
Those
Yep.
are the formal areas.
Yes.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know.
The formals.
and then because the homes that we have now are open, you know,
Yes,
Right.
open
but back
floor
then you
plans,
had
yes.
rooms.
Mhm,
You had
Yeah.
just the
And I
individual.
miss that. I love that design. I still
Yeah.
love that design.
Yeah.
So what do you
That's
guys
funny.
think that we could teach our kids?
Yeah.
What do you
They're
think?
living in
What
such a
what do we
fast
have in
pace.
our bags
Mhm.
that we've taken on, all these special things that we just talked about and laughed
Yeah.
about? What about that can we teach our kids?
We mentioned it before, the importance of family, that because they live in this world of social media, everybody's constantly on their phones, you walk and nobody's communicating, their heads are all on the phone, not forgetting that we do need each other. We need each other. We are as humans, we are designed for connection. So not forgetting that family is everything. Love your family and connect.
Yeah,
It's so important. Don't lose that.
right.
So that's the one thing I think that we can constantly impart in them in those meals, sitting
Mhm.
together and actually eating together, not
Mhm.
forgetting that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the human touch and
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones, we didn't have computers,
We had Dewey
you know,
Decimal
we
Systems.
had the Dewey Decimal Systems, we had the phone on the wall with the
Yeah,
extremely
the
long
long
cord.
cord, yeah.
These kids don't know anything about
No.
that,
Mm-mm.
and so they're living in such a fast-paced
Yeah,
world
yeah.
that it can eat you up.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
can eat you up,
Yeah.
and so that's one thing that, and don't be taken by everything you see
Mhm.
Mhm.
because
Or here.
Or
or
yeah,
hear, because
yeah.
it's 9 times out of 10, it's not realistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just slow down and just, enjoy your family,
Mhm.
Just
enjoy
yeah.
your friends.
That's really
And you
what's
know what,
important.
right, and I was watching TV yesterday that a lot of places now are preventing you from using your cell phones in restaurants because
Oh,
they want you
good.
to enjoy your time with who
Mhm,
you're with or the
mhm.
atmosphere or just slow down.
Right,
Mhm.
So
right.
that's becoming,
Wow. Yeah, what you guys are saying, the importance of I think what we could teach them is the importance of face to face,
Mhm.
interaction.
Interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
physically,
Yeah,
face to face interaction,
yeah.
and touch, like the soft touch.
Mhm.
Um, Writing a letter.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, you know, I was talking to my son and there was, when he was in high school and, the young girls or whatever that he liked,
Mhm.
and I would say, why not, you know what you could do that probably nobody else is doing is write her a letter.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she would probably just like, "Oh," or, instead of saying,
Mhm.
"Hit me up on the gram," ask her for her phone number.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, because even now,
Mhm.
I mean, I guess maybe they get the phone number, but it's usually, "Let me find you
What's
on
your
the
IG
gram."
or what's your what do they
Right.
call it? The handle
Your
or
Yeah, the
DM.
whatever or
handle.
whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, Teaching them how to do good research. So you said, don't believe everything you
Mhm.
hear.
Mhm.
Don't believe, like, you'll be on social media, TikTok and stuff, and it's stuff that be coming out, and it's just
Mhm.
like, "What?"
Mhm.
And then the conversations that you have with your, and we have Gen Zs, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
With your Gen Z, and the things that they're talking about, and sometimes I'm like, "What?
Mm.
Where did you hear that?" You really need to research that, in a legitimate place,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, because I was saying Dewey Decimal System, where when we had to do
Yeah.
research,
Yeah.
you had to go to the library and
Mhm.
now you get to do Google and
You can use calculator.
Yes,
AI,
Right.
everything.
Right.
everything, right? So,
Modesty too is another one
mm,
because I
Mhm.
think we're losing that
Yeah. Yeah.
in this generation.
what do you mean by modesty? Like, just not being so,
Provocative,
mhm,
Mm.
eye catching.
mhm,
Mhm.
Um, want to surprise or stunt you or shock you. Everything is a shock value right now, and we keep
Mhm.
pushing that limit.
let's unpack that for a minute. I want to
Mhm.
talk about that for a minute. Um, why is it important? Because I feel like that's a question
Mhm.
that would come from our our
Mhm.
Generation Zs. Why is that important, Mom? Why is that important? For me to be modest or not to be so provocative. Let's and then even for not just our girls, but our sons, like,
Mhm.
the way that you're dressed and the way that you present is important. Well, why is that important? The way that you have your hair and that's important, and I feel like that is something that we try to teach.
Mhm.
But I don't know about y'all, but every once in a while I get a like kind of a pushback. But why is that important? Why would we want to tell them that? Thoughts?
I get that pushback too. Like I said, I grew up in a very modest home.
Mhm.
There was a certain way you left the home. There was a certain way you presented yourself. And my kids, they're like totally different. Like, Mom, no one cares. I'm like, but you should care.
Mhm.
I want you to care about how you present. But they have a different thought
Mhm.
process on I and they believe that's a part of them being authentic.
Mhm.
Individuality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for me, so we go through this. Mama's gonna spend time getting dressed and because that's just how I am. And they're like, we're just ready to go.
Mhm.
And so we go back and forth with that. Like, because this is important to me,
Mhm.
because this is how I was raised, it's important to me. For you guys, it's not as important because
Mhm.
you say, accept me the way that I am.
Mhm.
I'm saying, accept me the way that I am, but it's important to me that I present a certain way. So it is the different trends in our society um, that have changed our approach and how we face the world.
Yeah. And, now we're living in a time where it's social media. Nothing
Mhm.
nothing is deleted, nothing is erased. And
Yes.
so you may be at this phase right now,
Mhm.
but 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line, you may not want to see what you used to wear and look like back
Mhm.
back then. Nothing wrong with it, but as you are getting older and more opportunities are coming your way, you also want to make sure that you're prepared for those and not have what you did in the past
Yeah,
come back to haunt you.
opportunities. Like I was trying to think like why is it important for me to say that, cuz I understand and I feel like for me I respect the fact that you want to be an individual and I
No,
want you to
absolutely.
be an
Nothing wrong with it.
individual.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's
No,
encouraged.
But
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
today, one of the I remember we talked about like, do you dress I forgot what we were talking about, but and the question came to me and I was like, I dress according to what I need to do that day, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, what is it that you're going after today?
Mhm.
If you're going after just hanging with your buddies and this and the other and we just chilling, I get that.
Mhm.
But are you going to an interview today? Okay. Or are you going to a place where you may meet someone that is going to take you into the next what
Mhm.
is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why this is important.
Level up.
Maybe not as modest as we were,
Mhm.
but there is a type of modesty that um, may be important to explore,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Based on what you're trying to do. Yeah.
And I like what you said. You said level up. I've always been the one, it's the level up.
Mhm.
I don't care if I'm going for the role as the dishwasher.
Mhm.
My level up is I'm dressing to be the business owner.
Exactly.
It's always a level up, and that's just how I was raised. You don't dress for the position you have, you dress for the position that you desire.
Exactly.
So it's always a opportunity. Everything you look at is an opportunity.
Right.
Where can
Right.
this take me?
Right.
And I don't knock and I say my children, I don't knock it. I love their individuality. I love that you want to
They're
wear
brave.
yeah,
I
they are.
wish I
I'm just
could be
like,
that brave.
wow, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So when we say yes, what can we teach them? But there's so much we can glean from
From the
them. Oh
yes.
my gosh.
Yes. The
The
confident,
boldness,
the
the confidence,
confidence,
the you know,
acceptance.
yes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just gleaning that from them is there's so much. And
Yeah.
that's why we can complement each other.
Right.
And there's a
Right.
fine middle ground that
Yeah.
we all win, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It is so ironic to me how in our minds when we perceive this digital world as being disconnected, but I find that my our Gen Zs are very collective, though they're very
Inclusive.
inclusive. They
Yeah.
are
Mhm.
you know
Accepting of
accepting of
others.
each other,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Defining what things look like now.
And
yes.
don't mind having a whole conversation, deep conversation with you,
Exactly.
and it's not afraid,
Right.
you
Mhm.
know, it will okay.
And it's a very
And
intelligent conversation.
and so why do you feel that way? You
Mhm,
know, and well,
mhm.
what's
Yeah.
wrong with that? And you better be ready for it. And
Yeah,
what's wrong with it? You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
um, and
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a debate. All right, debate number 1. Are you ready?
you know, and it's funny how you got up because that's how their whole spirit
Yeah.
is like.
Let's go.
So,
Yeah.
excuse
Yeah.
me. And did you say, well, let's, you know,
You know,
like,
and that's very narrow minded of you.
like, excuse.
Oh,
It's
man.
different. It's
It's
Now I'm
different.
narrow minded. I thought I was pretty open. Okay.
it's
You know,
different. That's
but I love it though. You know, this is a good
It
generation that
is.
you can
It
have really
is.
good dialogue with. And I've
Absolutely.
learned so much.
Me
I have learned
too.
so much. The
Oh
things
my
that I was
gosh.
closed minded about, um, has opened my horizons,
Yes.
body imagery, what is beauty,
Mhm.
what's hair beauty,
Yes.
it's the whole,
Yes.
these young people,
they're keeping us young.
they're
Yeah.
keeping us young.
But I will say this, I would like for them to be, uh, more spiritually grounded because they have knowledge at their
Yeah.
fingertips, and at the click, they're learning all these things, but don't forget your foundation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be true to that foundation as in, I don't care what I learn, this
Mm-hmm.
is truth
Mm-hmm.
and it's real.
Yeah.
So that's something that I would suggest and then want to impart.
Yeah.
Don't forget your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe like when we think about how we learned things from our parents and grandparents, it wasn't just what they said, but it's what they did.
Right.
Mhm,
And I
Right.
know that
mhm,
to be true
Yeah.
even with our Gen Z. So it may not necessarily look, but that's what I want. You know, this of course
mhm.
what I want. Um, but then there are these little small. We talked in another episode. We talked about the small wins.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we hear our
Oh,
Gen Zs say stuff,
oh
and you're like,
yeah. Okay.
Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
Yes.
um,
Yes.
I love
but
it.
they're doing it in their individual way, right?
Right,
And I know
right.
for me, you always say that you say take, pause. For me, I try to pause and see the whole thing, right?
Mhm,
Um, yeah, so I because of that, because of what you said, I know for me, I am always trying I can show you better than I can tell you. I
mhm,
try to do that
mhm.
because the whole if we start a conversation about something, it's gonna go about 10 different places
Okay.
before
Yes.
we trying to stay
Mhm,
here. So I
mhm.
can just show you better than I can tell you in this thing right here,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Like
Yes.
going up to the kids' rooms and just praying over their
Mhm.
rooms or
Yes.
praying over them before they leave
Yes.
or just giving them a call and saying, "What are you doing? Can I
Mhm.
pray for you?" And
Yeah.
I feel like those things because they are good ground.
Mhm.
They are good ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mhm.
care
Mm-hmm.
what it looks like, they're
Mm-hmm.
good ground, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when
Yes.
you do that, it's a seed that is being put into
Planted, yeah.
very fertile
Mhm.
ground because they are sponges because they are
Mhm,
in this
mhm.
digital thing.
Yeah.
Um I think also one of the things that I do want to and you said something about the restaurants. I and that's something that I think as a parental unit, is to teach them how to disconnect from the digital world,
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
I agree.
and how to bring balance in getting answers from individuals
Mhm.
you know, and I wonder because because you said we've learned so much from them, how hard would that be
Yeah.
to do that, to disconnect, you know? Um, yeah.
Yeah, it's being intentional about it, right? It's just being intentional. Like you mentioned, many of the restaurants are requiring you not to use your phone. It's just unplugging. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna when we come together for dinner, y'all we're unplugging.
Mhm.
Nobody. We did a road trip.
Ooh,
and this
you
road
unplugged the whole entire road trip?
listen, in the van, it was a
Ooh, sometimes you need to plug
it was
back
a
in.
2026, but it had none of the,
The
charging
van?
yeah, none
Oh,
of
that's
the
too funny.
charging features. So, we had to commit to a real road trip where we
Too
discussed and had
funny.
played old
Listen.
road scoot
Okay,
game
okay, I'm
road
not mad
trip
at that
games.
though. Too
It
When you're
was the
forced,
best,
hey, yeah.
yeah.
And they will remember that.
They
Yeah, and
Those
it's
yeah,
are the
fun,
yes,
that's the
and it's
yes,
memories.
fun.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
Those are
and
the
great
memories.
memories.
yeah.
Great
Yeah.
memories for that memory box.
I think
Yeah.
that's what we can teach. I wanna teach us those type of memories where
Yes.
this didn't cost anything.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't a digital thing, it was a face to
Face to
face.
face.
And now you're gonna say, "Remember when we was in the van and
Mhm,
we
Mhm.
were playing this
and they
game and
will.
such and such said this," you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That was so funny. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You know, when you think about those kind of things, it's like when you talk about memories or remembering something or even when my kids are, they're talking about stuff that was happening face to face.
Right.
They're
Yes,
not talking about, you
yes,
remember when we were
exactly.
all in the phone and then
Mhm,
this came up and then on your phone, you don't
mm-mm,
even know.
Yeah.
Right.
mm-mm.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
your fondest memories are with your family,
Mhm.
Yes,
you
Mhm.
yes.
know? Yeah.
How to handle, okay, so we were latchkey kids.
Mm, mm.
Well, I was. I don't know about y'all. I
I
was.
Yeah,
was.
I
I
was,
was.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And so you went home.
Mhm.
You have siblings.
Oh, wow, I've got there's 7 of us.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's a
everybody had to
lot.
go home, and there
Yeah.
were probably things y'all had to do. I know my
Oh,
husband's
yeah.
that it was a bunch of them. There's some things you had to do
And you
when
better do it before mama
by
come.
the time mama and them get home. Don't
Yes.
play. Do not play in here. You
And we
better.
heard the car. We knew.
And
You're like,
Turn that TV off and get them books open.
listen,
"Ah."
everything better be straight off the floor. Do
Yes,
not let.
nothing.
For
Yes.
me, I would hear the garage door come up. Oh
Ooh.
my gosh. Oh, can I get this stuff
It
together?
was a fair.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was in elementary school, I was a latchkey kid. And so I was the only child for 12 years. So during
Oh,
that time, I
wow.
was really by
Yeah.
myself. And so I would come home by myself.
Mm.
And I think one of the things that I problem solved a lot.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
that might be also like we on the another episode we talked about like how we celebrate, and I was talking about how sometimes I'll see a thing but I don't say it, and I
Mhm.
feel like
Mm.
because I was the only child,
Mm.
I already
Mhm.
said it. I said it to myself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I said it to
Mhm.
myself. She's beautiful, you know, but she might want to hear that. Oh, that's probably true. There's like learning those
Yeah.
things like, wow, So I was the only child and I had to problem solve. If
Mhm.
something went down, I had to problem solve. We didn't have cell phones
No.
to call and say, what?
Mm-mm.
But you did have the
Mm-mm.
landline, right?
Mhm.
Right, but
But
if
With
you
that long
use that
cord.
landline, you better use it for the right thing. It wasn't just for
calling me at
make
work.
whoop,
You
whoop,
can't
whoop,
find what?
whoop,
Baloney.
whoop, whoop. Don't be just randomly calling.
Calling me. Yes, so I feel like, how to handle one of the things that I know that I do try to stand back and watch is handling the challenges individually.
Mm,
Mm.
How to
mm.
handle you do it. See what happens.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show you 2 or 3 times, but I'm letting you know that you're gonna have to do this yourself.
Mhm,
Mhm.
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 Like
Yeah.
health. One of the things that my son and I, he is at an age where I can't call in for him now because he's at an age.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
now we're crossing the bridge of, healthcare. Like, okay, but when you call, you have to do this, and this is what you have to say, and and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
those
That was kinda
those
hard
kind
to
of
let go.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, Lord." Yeah, that
yes,
was hard to let go. Yeah.
yes,
I
um,
remember you just made me laugh because I thought about my daughter. She's like, "But I don't wanna be an adult and call." I'm like, "You got to
Yeah,
call
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Make your own appointment.
yeah,
You can't do it for me?" "No,
no,
ma'am. Go ahead." And she's like, the
mm,
I was like, "You did it,
yeah,
yay!"
small celebrations.
Yep, yep, yep. Small wins, small wins.
You
Celebrate,
You
celebrate.
did
did it. You
Go
did
out to
it.
eat. Small wins.
Man, like,
it.
ca you know, uh, a traffic ticket.
Oh, yes.
You need to
This is what you gotta
go and
do.
take care of this. There is
Yes.
something called a warrant.
Mm.
You need to go make sure that you take care of that.
Yeah.
Did you? And I may, of course, in
Mhm.
your guiding and stuff. Did
Yes.
Right.
you?
Mhm. Yes.
I thought you told me you better go call. I'm not calling.
Exactly.
You better go call.
Exactly.
Too
Yeah.
funny. Or
Mhm.
the new job, or
Oh,
the
that's a
job,
big deal.
and that's a big deal. But then how you getting paid? Okay, so
Oh,
when you
yes.
get there, did you clock in?
Mm.
Okay, you clocked out. Okay, are you making sure that you're getting paid for all your hours,
Mhm.
honey? How often do you get paid?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. What?
How
What you
much are
working
you getting
for?
paid
But
an
how
hour?
much
How
are you getting
much?
paid? What's your
Yeah,
rate?
yeah.
And
I
what's
ain't
your
making
rate? I don't know. What? You just working. You just whatever happens.
I'm happy, I'm smiling, I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Okay.
Got a job.
You say so.
Yeah.
Man, what else could we what so you mentioned some things that we could one other thing I want to is writing. There's a lost
Yes.
art
Mhm.
we call it handwriting, but it's cursive.
Cursive,
Cursive.
yes,
Cursive, that's not
absolutely.
even in the curriculum in the
Nope.
school systems anymore. But that is a lost art. And
Mm-mm.
listen, we've had mail come
Mhm.
back to our house because apparently whoever was at the post office could not read cursive writing.
Mm,
What?
mm.
I
That's
was like,
funny.
what?
That is
That
funny.
that anyway, so
Mm,
what can you mention some stuff? What could we learn from we've all kind of here and there said
mhm.
something. So what could we learn from them? So, okay, I'm gonna say this. This may not well, I don't know how this is gonna land, but so it's funny because our kid Gen Z is like the digital world and
Mhm.
everything automated, everything AI, everything da da da. But when it comes down to these robots, I don't know about
Well.
y'all kids, but my kids, no ma'am.
But you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would probably, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm more intrigued than
yeah, you
anything. I'm
are.
more like, what? It does what? So it'll help me clean? It'll do this. Yeah. I can
Clean
take
your
one of them.
house,
How much is it? Man, only one
huh?
time and I get like you just it's a lifetime guarantee, and the whole time my kids are like, "No, you better not have that in our house," and I always think that is so funny because
Mhm.
of it it's their generation, right? But of
Right,
course they're
right.
going off of
To a certain degree.
Right.
That's privacy.
Yeah,
That thing that
yeah.
that robot's taking pictures, and behind your back, he's posting 'em on social media.
well, this is what y'all think this is. I
Exactly,
always
that's
say like no,
That is true.
exactly,
That
all
is
of
true.
that
hey
stuff.
Google, hey
Yeah.
Alexa,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
we
yeah,
screamed
All the same.
the
yeah.
other time we was
Our
watching a
cameras in our
movie. We
house. Yeah,
screamed and the thing said, "Can we help you?"
Mhm.
you know,
yeah.
they're in the house,
Yes.
But
Yes, Kelly. Hey,
yes,
Alexa.
Kelly. But even then, but when I bring that up, though, even when
Mhm.
I bring that up, they're still like, "Yeah, and I don't like that either." You
Yeah,
know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah. So thoughts? What could we learn from the kids?
I have learned from mine to because I adapted from my parents, that's work ethic. Work, 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 work. I've learned from my kids, they believe in R&R, rest and
You
relaxation.
hear me?
They believe in trips. They believe in
Self-care.
traveling. They believe in self-care, the days off. I never forget my son, who teaches, he was off for spring break and he was like, I said, "Oh, when you go back, you ready for Monday?" "Oh, no, I took another week." Another
Yeah,
week?
that's
Love that
smart,
girl.
smart. Yeah, a
Another week?
vacation from the vacation.
Are you
Yeah.
allowed to take a week from so my whole thing like, "No, mom, I have the time. I'm taking my time." And I'm like, "Yeah, I need to do that too."
You're
So
like, "Wait a minute.
oh, yeah,
What am
you
I talking
know,
about?
so
I got time
learning
too. I got if
You mean
I
I
took
can
off,
do
listen, I got so much time, I can take off a whole year and get paid."
that? Been saving up and didn't even know it.
so learning from them the art of really that balance between work and play.
Mhm.
They have that down. They have it down. So,
Yeah.
And chill.
yes.
Chill, not
Yes.
everything, just chill. And also is that there are so many different paths,
Yes,
and
that's
it's
so
okay.
true.
However, I get
Yes.
there, up the
Yes.
mountain, down through the valley, but you got there. So it's
Mhm.
not just one way to
One
get
way.
there, not a time period, not a time frame. It's the journey and how I got there
Yes.
is the
Mhm.
most important. And I got there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had to kind of slow my roll down a little
Mhm.
bit on that,
Yep.
the journey
Yeah. Um,
and how it's supposed to look.
yeah. Yeah. I think I've learned that um the most of the things that bother me or
Mhm.
like what I've learned that, oh, I was just like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like if I call my dad and say such and such was doing this and this and this and this, and then he just cracking up. You did the same thing, "Well, Daddy, how I handle it?
Yeah,
Well, you do this,
yeah.
just learning that and then try and then and realizing that that's what it is, and then just going back and understanding that they're gonna be okay.
Mhm.
'Cause
Mhm. Yes.
You're okay.
it's gonna be okay. It
Right.
Yes.
really is gonna be okay. So and that has helped me to just kind of watch and not have to jump the gun and say
Mhm.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
Um, which y'all said about just the relaxation, and there's so many. Now listen, biblically, you should have many streams of income. When I say
Mhm.
these kids got
Mhm.
many streams,
Oh, come
I
on.
listen, if they got something they gotta do this
Mhm.
weekend,
They gonna get
they
it.
can get up.
They gonna get it.
They gonna be in the car. Let me
Mhm.
drop this out of you.
Yes.
And and just learning that we did have a hustle, but they have their
They
own
all have, yeah,
hustle.
Mhm.
they do,
Mhm.
for sure, for
Yeah, they have
sure.
their own hustle.
Yep.
And how to say things or how to look at the world and different people
Mhm.
differently.
Mhm.
It is really not about your lifestyle as much it is about the relationship,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
You are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I really have learned that from my kids,
Mhm.
because I can see a person and say, wow, I never would have thought that those two people would be together or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But then when you get to know them, like, yeah,
It makes sense.
Mhm.
I can see the
Mhm.
relationship. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
there I mean, we had a form of advocacy, but they social justice and
Oh,
advocacy is
yes,
so
ma'am.
different for them. And I love seeing it in action. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And it prompts me to want to do more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Although we saw, our heroes of social justice and action, they seem more community social justice and
Mm-hmm.
action.
Mhm.
We're all doing this for everybody kind of
Right.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And and I feel like because of that, they think the thing through.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
if you're doing that to this person
Yes. Mhm.
and they're different
Mhm. What will you
from
do to me?
what is considered the norm, ain't
Mhm.
even norm,
Yeah.
that means that you'll come around and do that to me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. The deep conversations. And I think I have learned how to be ready, how to not saying that I was, but not to shrink from
Mhm.
a conversation or a question. Um, when in ministry, for example, when those hard questions come, I think that I've learned from my kids
Mhm.
how to how to navigate that.
Yeah,
When
for
a
sure.
when a crazy question comes that maybe years ago is, you know, I'm not gonna talk about that,
Yeah,
or
shut it
I'm gonna go
down.
hide
Yep.
and
Mhm.
you just need to because I said so,
Mhm.
which was
Mhm.
our
Yep.
parents, like
Yep.
because
And
they
don't
Yes,
talk
yes,
said
yes.
so.
Yes,
don't talk
yes,
back for having a
yes,
thought or opinion.
Yeah.
yes.
Or a
We
question.
were able to question, but you had to question in a respectful way.
Right.
And
Mhm.
you had to know when it was the
Mhm.
best
When
time
it was
to ask
timing
this
was
question,
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
you know. Um and 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 then our Gen Zs, they and even our millennials, they are not just gonna question, they gonna have a deep conversation about it
Mhm.
and an opinion,
Oh, absolutely.
and I'm gonna
Very.
tell you why I don't agree
Mhm.
with you.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
Mhm.
very
I love
and
it.
so it helps. I think that has helped me a lot to be a
Mhm.
rational thinker, not just going with this is what we've always done.
Right.
This is how it's always been. Well,
Yes.
let's think about that for a minute. Why is that?
Right.
And
Right.
how does that make sense? And is it beneficial
Mhm.
right now?
Yeah, and this generation questions it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and tears it up
Yep.
sometimes and
Yep.
creates anew.
Mhm. And for me, I've learned to listen, to really listen to what they're saying.
Mhm.
And many times, like you said, some of the things we did, it didn't make sense.
It did
Mhm.
not.
It was traditional, and we
Right.
just did it that
Mhm.
way.
Right.
Mhm.
So listening to them and they're seeing their broader perspective
Mhm.
has changed my thought process
Yeah.
Yeah.
tremendously. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it gives us a permission. I've learned to be okay with kicking over the golden calf, so
Mhm.
to speak.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
There are things that we've done that because that's the only way that things could be explained. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That
Right.
Right.
could,
Right.
um, uh, so is this okay? Like you said, and um, and being okay with let's talk about this later, or
Mhm.
or being okay with changing my mind,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we are almost out of time. Any takeaways from this? Any takeaways? Anything that, what could we have taught our parents? Could our teaching trying to teach our parents even now?
Uh-huh. Yes. Yes.
Maybe grandma and granddad, maybe they've passed on, but if they were still living, what could you just I had a thought. Could teach them or glean from y'all. I'm gonna tell you this. My great grandmother, when my husband and I first got our first house,
Mhm.
I believe it was 150, like $150,000 home.
Mhm.
And so my people live in the country of Arkansas, and in the Delta.
Mhm.
And when I told my great grandmother that we just got a house and this and the other,
Mhm.
and we were in Atlanta, and she's like, I don't know why y'all live in the city. The city is just too expensive, and this and the other, Well, I just wanted to tell you got a house. Well, how much was it? And I said 150,000. She just got quiet.
Oh, Lord.
Like when I say, I was like, hello, and that's it. I call her Lily Mae.
Mhm.
Grandma Lily Mae? And then she said, "Well, that's too much." And she just went so I mean, I felt like it was just she probably felt like I
Yeah.
couldn't have heard her correctly.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I can't
Yeah.
even recognize
Imagine.
what just
Yes.
came out of her mouth,
Yes.
Right.
you
Yes.
know?
It's like $1,000,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I remember telling my grandfather when Obama was running,
Mhm.
I said, "He's gonna win."
Mhm.
And he said, "He ain't gonna win.
There ain't no
He ain't gonna win. Ain't nobody
way.
ready for that." And
And was he around to be able to see that?
oh yes,
Oh,
Good.
nice.
yes. And
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
we came back to the house, my granddaddy's house. I was like, I told you he was gonna win. He said, "Well." So, well, well,
Yeah.
that was disrespectful. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it to be it's like I told you so. That's basically what I was saying. I told you so, you know. But but what could we before we maybe got 2 more minutes? What
Yeah.
could we teach that generation, like the generations before us?
Yeah. I know, and my mom and we have such a good relationship that we can talk about this kind of stuff. And we've always some things that my siblings and I are teaching my mother is it's okay to really share and talk because they came from a generation where you did not share things. If you had medical conditions, you don't share those things. You just kept those things to themselves and people don't know. And so we are getting to the point now, she don't have a problem calling you and letting you know. And we'd be like, I'm like, come on, yes, tell me.
Mhm.
So I love it. Where I'm seeing that some of our generation and some of my kids' generation is now bleeding over into my mom. And
Mm.
that opportunity to share has just been overwhelmingly rewarding
Mhm.
to see her, okay, I'm going to embrace this. Well, let me tell you this. Da, 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 da." I'm like,
Mhm.
yay. So that's what I know that we can do. And as long as people are receptive, you just gotta be open, open
Mhm.
to new perspectives on
Mhm.
things.
Yeah. One last thing, because you were saying that telling, especially the women in the generations before us, that it's okay to tell somebody how you
Mhm.
feel, how you not just how you feel, but that something hurt your feelings,
Yes.
or
Yes.
that you didn't like that, or you know, it's okay to do you. It's
Mhm.
okay to do you.
Yes.
Like, cause
Yes.
the ladies in my generation before, what they, you gonna listen. My daddy's gonna have his shoes at the chair, your water running, and all this kind of stuff. But what about you?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
What about you? Nana,
Mhm.
Linda and I have this saying, here's some syrup for your pancakes. Where's the syrup for your pancakes? I had to tell y'all about what that means off
Okay.
the camera. But here's some syrup for your pancakes, like do you,
Mhm.
you know. So, okay. Well, it is over for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Her Presence. Come back and join us over and over and over again. Share and make sure that you subscribe on YouTube. Thank you so much.